Can we have Muriel Fage come to the stage, please? If Muriel Fage had not been transferred to Sydney by Maritime Tell and Tell in the early 1980s, would she be sitting here on our stage tonight, ready to be inducted to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame as a builder? Possibly not, for it was that move from Halifax that moved this active curler to the boardroom as Cape Breton Zone Director of the Nova Scotia Ladies Curling Association. Muriel has curled at the, or had curled rather, at the Dartmouth Curling Club since 1977 and was executive-oriented even at that time, serving as president of the Dartmouth Business Ladies Curling Club for 2 years soon after. She helped both men's and ladies divisions of the Dartmouth Curling Club bring new members, assisting in the sport's growth. And she got involved behind the scenes as a committee member of the 1980 Labatt Brier and the 1981 Pepsi Junior Women's National Championship, both in Halifax. But when transferred back to Halifax, she began to shine as an executive. Not that she didn't shine on the ice, for in 1990, Muriel was a member of the Provincial Intermediate Championship team. However, in 1992, she agreed to chair the Scott Tournament of Hearts, replacing a chair who had become ill. With her high regard in the curling community, it was easy for Muriel to generate volunteer support. That was the start. Her enthusiasm created a school program in which children studied curling as a classroom study unit. They examined the history of the sport, studied the provinces from which the competitors came, and even did math and science projects focused on curling. Then they came to the rink, met players, and saw games. That Scott event made a profit of $100,000 for the clubs involved, junior curling and the Provincial Association. More than that, however, it brought more exposure to women's curling than ever before.
Being fortunate enough to have gone to a number of Scots myself, I've learned over the years the amount of work that's gone into that and organization, and to be the chairperson, it's a huge impact. And need not to mention, if there wasn't people like Muriel stepping up to the plate for a big job like that, those kind of events just wouldn't happen.
Her effort prepared volunteers in Halifax and Nova Scotia to host other events. With more than 500 trained and eager volunteers, Halifax bid for and received the 1995 Brier, with Muriel on its executive committee, a natural after serving a year as president of the Nova Scotia Ladies Curling Association. In 1997, then retired from Maritime Tell and Tell, Muriel had more time on her hands for curling administration. In 1997, she was elected to a 5-year term on the board of the Canadian Curling Association, chairing an international committee that represented the association at events and meetings all across Europe.
I've certainly run into her various places all over the world, and she always stops to chat and give, for me personally and for our team, when we were competing together, been of the ultimate support. And you could tell she was trying to be unbiased, and didn't want to stand right up being involved with the board, and then there on a official capacity stand up and rah go Jones team, but we knew.
In 2003, as a board member of the Sandra Schmirler Foundation, Muriel took responsibility to organize a national telethon. In 2005, after 3 years of planning, a Scottish ladies tour of Atlantic Canada under her chairmanship came to positive fruition. Her power of persuasion convinced Tim Hortons to give the tour the executive bus for 10 days, which saved the committee nearly $12,000. What many people don't know is that Muriel started a battle with breast cancer in 1997, which explains her devotion to the Schmirler Foundation. In 2000, while waiting for hip surgery, she taught herself how to use a delivery stick prior to an international playing tour of Scotland. The method of delivering a stone was innovative, not seen in Scotland before, but it convinced players there and at home that you didn't have to give up curling when you had hip or knee problems. In 2004, while being treated for lung cancer, she chaired the Nova Scotia Amateur and Senior Ladies Golf Provincial Championship at her home Amherst Club, an event that ran without a hitch, of course, under her leadership. This woman is a battler both in and outside the boardrooms. Organized with a business perspective, she is a detail person, approaches every task with a smile, and despite her health concerns, she has a very positive attitude.
As I say, she's been, having troubles with her health of late and has had to have some treatments and didn't feel well. But I know Mom has told me stories where she has a game that night and she'll call and say, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I have to wait to see how I feel. If I perk up by noon, I'll be there. And then, sure enough, by noon, she calls and says, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm playing tonight. So she really does love the game. And, I can't really comment on how good at it she is. I've never really watched that part of it, but I know she loves it.